Hey everyone, welcome to Crossroad Conversations with the Lewis Brothers, where we aim to share real stories about running a successful family business, working through adversity, and pouring back into the community that keeps our door open. We're your hosts, Matt, Shelby, and Taylor, and we bring you relevant local business advice and automotive insights that are sure to change the way you look at running a business, and maybe even throw in a plug for you to do business with us.
Welcome to Crossroad Conversations, Fitness Edition, may you call it.
Back in the lab.
Mixing it up. We're back in the lab cooking up good things for the new year today. Got a special guest, Miss Tracy Byrd. Tracy, thanks for being here. We're super excited to dive in and kind of cut up on the stories you've learned and the things you've been through and just whatever comes. Today we're on the bikes, right?
We're on the bikes.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we're getting the heart rate up there. You know, there's, once you get that heart rate up, conversations, they're better, you know? And I've noticed whether it's riding or biking, like once that heart rate gets up there, you just start having great conversations. So we thought, let's bring that to the podcast. And we reached out to our friend, Miss Tracy Byrd, and we've crossed paths along the years, whether it's been on the trails or the bike or a Ironman here and there. And Tracy is a 7-time finisher of the Ironman race. And not only that, qualified and went to Kona, which is the mecca.
Which, if you don't know, is really hard to do.
It's like we haven't qualified.
No.
You know what I mean? And we've trained a whole lot, and Tracy just smokes us.
Right.
So we thought, you know what? You bring people on your podcast that are a higher level than you are, and then we get to relate and have some fun. So Tracy, thanks for joining us today. We didn't even start to tip into all the stories that you've gotten, all the success. So thanks for being with us.
Absolutely.
Hey, I got it before we go any further. Taylor over there, I bet you're wondering.
What the heck is he doing?
This is a new kit.
So, well, that's called the working
Helmet
man
shirt
kit.
right here. This is Echo shoes, Lewis socks.
Not looking for a sponsor unless you want to sponsor, but we're filming this at the end of the year. It's our
Okay.
busiest time of the entire year. And so Taylor was deep into car deals on the desk, and we drug him over here, took his work shirt off, threw a pair of shorts at him. He's still got his work shoes on, but he's down for anything.
Here I am.
You know, and I think that's the point of when you've got a great culture and you've got great leaders that your team follows and will just follow your lead. And luckily Taylor is just following Shelby and I's lead, and he's like, okay, come on, put me in the game.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Because we are in our gym. This is on campus in our gym, right?
That's right. So let's dive in and let Tracy kind of guide us. It's a new year, and Tracy, we've been talking about at the new year, something triggers in people's minds, and they're like, and I don't know why, but they say January 1st, I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of fitness and being a better version of yourself then translates over whether it's in the business, you're a better leader, or you're a better person at home with your family, or you affect the other people around you. And you've been doing that for a long time.
I have.
You know what I mean? Affecting, and you've seen a lot of people change
I have.
just by, they gotta first be a better version of themselves, so, right?
Yes.
And you guys have just grown leaps and bounds in food first fitness.
Yes.
So kind of walk us through your journey and how you got into fitness, and if it started just with you, and then all the different groups in the training.
Oh my goodness, that's a big can of worms.
Give us the highlights.
Well, I guess really fitness started for me in high school, and realizing I was a cheerleader, of course, and realizing you're going to go off to college,
Okay.
and you hear about all the weight gain and all
Right.
that stuff, and I'm like, not happening to me. So I took up running.
Okay.
And started running when I was 18, and skipping through a lot of years. Moved up to South Dakota, which we love, but wound up kind of getting into biking and swimming up there.
Okay.
The swimming looked easy.
I was like, that was never the easy part for me in the triathlon.
Let's go back. It looked
easy, right?
Okay,
I heard what
yeah.
you said.
You weren't.
Yeah, you get in the water and you're like, well, I can do this, and you're out of breath at the 25 yards.
Uh-huh.
I'm like,
What
wait a
did
minute.
I do?
Yeah, I've ran marathons. Why can't I do this? Anyway, so started getting into that, and really got into distance running more the marathon stuff when we were up there. And anyway, moved back down here and just kind of luckily fell into the triathlon groups.
Okay.
Made a lot of friends, and next thing I know, I'm racing like Ozark Valley or,
Yeah.
our friend over there at All Sports Productions.
Yeah,
right?
Bruce. Yeah.
And so anyway, that's just kind of one thing led to the other. And wound up reading an article about a guy that was a coach.
Okay.
And I thought, well, I'm just going to call this dude. So I called him up, and he's like, okay. And so we met, and I said, hey, I hadn't done anything more than play a sprint triathlon. And
Okay.
he said, kind of what are your goals? And I said, well, I want to go to Kona.
From a
He's like,
sprint,
okay.
from a sprint
All
to
right.
140 miles.
Yeah, I'm going to Kona.
Let's
It's
go.
all good, yeah. So anyway, he wound up coaching me for several years.
Okay.
And led me through the 7 half Ironmans and the 7 Ironmans and the Kona and all of that kind of stuff. So, again, back to met friends in the world of triathlon. And one in particular, we decided that we should put the food fitness piece together.
Okay.
And had lots of conversations, as you guys know, starting a business.
Sure.
And turned out to be pretty successful. And we both coach people, swimming, biking, and running. And that was part of what Food First Fitness was, but it was also bringing in the nutrition piece to make sure that you remember we're eating to train.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
We're not training to eat.
Now, I was
He's like, wait a second.
at some point in time, and I think we all got there. Is this like, if the oven's hot enough, you can throw whatever in it?
Well, this is a bit
But
true.
I
Yep.
found out that's not the truth.
That's only in
I heard somebody say this, and I'm glad you're talking about the food aspect of it too, is you can't outrun the fork.
No, you sure can't.
So no matter how many hours you put in each week,
Exactly right.
you've got to start with the food to give you the power to work
Right.
out and also to recover properly.
Right, exactly.
So it's an interesting take that you guys started weaving that in, and you brought it into the name of it.
Yes, yeah. So we did really well with that, and I don't know. I have my, as you guys probably know, I have my USA Triathlon Race Director certification,
Yeah.
a coaching certification. So lots of years swimming, biking, and running, meeting people. For me, I've always said the training is really the work. That's really the
Yes.
work. The race is for the stories.
Yep.
Sure. That's right, isn't it?
It's like the victory lap,
Yeah,
right? That's
it
what
is.
always says, like, that's not the hard part. And most people think it is, and it's hard,
Oh,
right?
sure
it
it is,
is
yeah.
hard work, but you've put the work in. The legs know what to do, the
Right.
arms know what to do, the mind knows what to
Exactly.
do. And it's the victory lap.
Right.
Right?
It is. So when you ask me about, well, which one's your favorite or, whatever, I've got stories for all of them.
Yeah.
And that to me is what makes it so fun.
So what race did you qualify for Kona at?
Ironman Louisville.
Okay.
I had done it once before.
Okay.
It was my first Ironman. Placed 10th in my age group.
Okay.
Again, I've got this coach,
Okay.
and he's dialing me in.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we went back, and when I got out of the water, I looked down at my watch, and I'm like, man, that's the best swim I've ever had.
I love that.
That's good news.
Of course, then the adrenaline kicks in,
Right,
and
it's
you're
time
like
to
feeling
go.
all yourself and everything. So jumped on the bike. Our buddy Bruce Dunn was there.
Okay.
I'm good friends with his wife, and she was racing. But he understands the whole timing and what you're seeing and all
Yeah.
that. And so when he would see me, he would yell out to me and tell me where I'm
Okay.
at.
Okay.
Give you some splits.
Yep.
That's important.
So there's one little hill. You go down and right back up.
Okay.
And I don't know what possessed me, boys, but I had an extra tube, and I had rigged it up underneath my seat.
Tire tube in case you had a blowout.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Didn't think a thing about it. Hit that bump at the bottom of that.
Uh-huh.
That tube dropped down, wound up in my wheel.
Oh my God.
And I didn't know what was going on, so immediately I'm trying to get out of the way of these bikes coming down the hill.
Uh-huh.
I get the tube. Again, I'm wanting to qualify, so I'm following all the rules.
Yep.
I can't just trash it, right?
Uh-huh.
Shoved it in my jersey.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
rode the last 60 miles with that tube in my shirt, and Bruce is yelling at me, telling me where I'm at, and then I get off the bike, and he says, "You're in first place." And I said, "Where is the second place?"
Tell me what I got.
That's right. He said, "You got 6 minutes." And I'm like, "Oh, shit." So I'm running 26 miles thinking about,
With 6 minutes.
with 6 minutes, thinking about how fast is this? And at this point, you can't do math, right?
Right.
No.
It's gone. It's gone.
I'm trying to
Fatigue math is bad.
Yes. I'm trying to figure out how fast does that girl have to be running to catch me?
Yeah.
To break that into pacing is just, it's not achievable.
It
right?
isn't. It really isn't.
But
It's tough.
It-
Hey, I do think we got to pause for just a second because we're all familiar with what a full Ironman is here. But you just said something when I got off the bike. I've now got a marathon, 26.2 miles to run. So up to that point, what had you already done?
Swam 2.4 miles.
Okay.
Biked 112.
So we're 2.4 and 112 in.
Yeah.
Now to do a marathon.
Now I got to go run 26.
And
Yeah.
they say the running part is for the dough, isn't it?
It's just.
They say that, but I don't
But
know
it's
what
just not
your
this
legs are like. Your legs are like concrete.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
I just want to make
done.
sure that wasn't just me.
No. You're just like, are you kidding me?
Like, what is wrong with me? This is the part I knew I was going to be good at.
But I got to mile 20, and my stomach started bothering me.
Okay.
And I'm still doing the math, thinking, where is this girl, right?
Okay, we're still in first.
We're still in first,
Okay.
and mile 23, the stomach gives way.
Ooh.
And y'all can just use your imagination.
Fill in the details.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Got a 5K left. Is this really happening?
Yeah.
Let me just say, I was really glad I had on a real tight-fitting kit.
That's good.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So I ran in, and she never caught me, so I won.
That's
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah.
And then I spent the next 45 minutes trying to figure out where can I go get cleaned up.
Right? Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's where I fall.
That's amazing. Like that's
Thank you.
because does it change per race or is it only the top 3 in the category that get a coin to go?
Okay, and those rules have changed.
Okay.
But then the rule was if you win your age group, you're going.
Okay.
You're in.
Okay.
Each age group was allocated a certain number of spots
That's what it was. Okay.
based on how many people were racing in that age group,
Okay.
right? So for my age group, there were only 2 slots.
Okay.
Now, the interesting thing about that is you don't know that before the race. All you know is you're trying to qualify, but you don't know how many you're racing,
Right.
how many you're going to get across the finish line.
Okay.
So, by the grace of God, there were 2 slots. And the girl that came in second and I are still really good friends.
Oh, that's so
That's
cool.
awesome.
So if you're, I want the listeners to understand this because you and Shelby both hit on, all the work happens in training. The day's hard too, but all the work's already been done. If you're coaching an athlete to do a full distance Ironman, about how many weeks of prep would you like to have?
What I like to have. The answer to that question is, it also depends on what have they done.
Right. Sure.
Sure.
Where is their base? And there are, unfortunately, people who want to do an Ironman.
Couch to Ironman?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I've actually coached someone that
Okay.
did it.
Doable.
And
Wow.
he's a good athlete anyway.
Okay.
But he did great. But in general, let's assume the person has some kind of base.
Okay.
20 weeks would be good.
Okay, so 20 weeks. And then on average on a full Ironman, are you having them put in 12, 14 hours a week?
On average, yeah.
Okay. So I'll do the math real quick here. 20 at 14. That's 280 hours. 280 hours. And during a full Ironman, if they finish somewhere in the 12 to 15 hour range, so let's take 14 hours. So when you think about that, how important it is of the consistency
Oh,
of
my
training.
goodness.
You put in 280 hours to accomplish a 14-hour event.
Exactly.
And I think that's the piece that people miss, whether it's in fitness or in business or in sports or whatever it is all the consistency of all those blocks that you're building on, then to perform at a high level.
It's funny you bring that up because one of the many things I've done in my life is I sold pharmaceuticals.
Okay.
And they'd hire on people, and I was doing very well with it. And they would come up and ask me, What's the key to success? I said, listen, you've got to be consistently persistent and persistently consistent.
Okay.
Okay, I like
And that, if you think about it, that's how you're successful in almost anything. Same thing on riding this bicycle. Somebody's not even been on a bicycle. They're like, I don't want to ride a bicycle. And I can't go more than a mile down the road and I'm ready to get off the off the bicycle. You know, but it's getting back on. It's
Okay.
getting back on.
Okay.
Getting back on.
That's so good. So you finish qualifying, and then does the coaching start, or when does the light bulb go off of like, man, I think I could help some other people?
Well, that light bulb probably went off. I'm trying to think about that.
We're not that big. So.
No, I'm thinking probably somewhere around that same time frame. Yeah, I was
Okay.
coaching a few people when I went
Okay.
to Kona. Yeah, sure.
I think what's important when we talk about coaching, because there's a lot of people that are eager out there to help. We all want to help each
sure,
other.
yeah.
Naturally, going as humans, we want to help each other.
Yeah.
But it's important to get somebody that's got a pedigree and some certification. And you brought it up earlier. You've got multiple certifications. That wasn't easy to get, was
No,
it?
it wasn't. I mean, that in itself took some time. It took some energy because you gotta study and pass the test.
You did. And you didn't just get them in triathlons. You also got them, did you say, in the running section?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, it's there are all kinds of certifications out there, and when I was doing all that, I really tried to lean into USA Triathlon. And I just feel like they've got their finger on the pulse and know what we need, and
Yep.
all that kind of thing. It was done. You traveled to a site and you did the course with some other people, with the
Okay.
other people. So
Okay.
I really like that. I mean, certainly nothing wrong with something just online. When you can get amongst other people and share those stories too.
Sure, I think that's good. What kind of tips would you give to people? Obviously they should come see you for help.
Oh, of course.
Help coaching, but generally, it's kind of like somebody asking us for a tip on a car. Like, let me tell you where you need to come to buy it. What should they look for when they're looking for a coach?
I think that they should look for someone whose coaching style aligns with their goals.
Okay.
So if first thing that maybe you just sit down, literally pencil and pad, and write down just 3 fitness goals. And that could be, I want to walk a mile.
Okay.
I want to run a 5K.
Okay.
I want to be able to swim 500 yards, whatever. But put those down, and then seek out a coach who can align with those goals and get you there.
Okay.
Because sometimes, it's just going to take longer.
It is. It is.
I think that's one of those things because we've learned this and we've been coached before, and then more or less we've been Wild West. Of
Right.
Just figure this out.
Yeah.
When you get into the ultra world,
Yeah, oh,
there's
yeah.
much more
Right.
Wild West.
Yep.
Right.
And triathlon, it was very specific of
Exactly.
numbers and wattage and
Yes.
pacing, and ultra was. And we kind of got into ultra because sometimes in those things you get kind of burned out and
Sure.
you need another carrot to chase.
Sure.
Sometimes it's just another race, Louisville and then Chattanooga.
Right,
You just
right.
kind of. But then sometimes it's giving me something different. But in coaching, we saw someone that was really good lined up in this, but was not so good, and we just see it across the world.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Right.
doesn't have the pedigree in this,
Uh-huh.
but they did in this.
That, yes.
So I think it's
sure.
important, like you
Yes.
said, to do their goals line up, or does their knowledge or training line up with what they're trying
Exactly.
to achieve?
Exactly. And I think, the coaching, the theory that's behind all of that, you have to know. But I do think the experience of a coach can go a long way towards helping
Most certainly.
someone reach their goal.
There's so much wisdom in that, in like any type of coach in life, of like somebody who's been around it and they've been there, because everything's not going to go perfect.
Right.
So they got to have the experience when something happens. What do I do?
Yes.
You know, not just coaching on the perfect day.
Right. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
For sure. But yes, like back to it's New Year's Eve and all that. Just picking 3 simple fitness goals,
Okay.
and then, if you want to, what I'm having my athletes do is I'm having them give me 3 fitness goals and 3 nutrition goals.
Okay.
And then we kind of meld them together.
I like that.
Yeah. I've got one guy that, he's a big guy, good athlete, and he's wanting to drop some weight. But I keep having to remind
Aren't
him.
we all?
You're doing great over there. Look at how long you've done already.
Yeah, look at you, you're breaking a
I
sweat.
know, exactly.
Taylor is this
Just
hidden
put me in.
athlete. He's a better athlete than all of us, right?
Why?
And if you took a book for its cover value,
Oh,
you
you
might
would
not
admit
assume that. But
Majority of the races I'm at, they talk me into. People are concerned for my health whenever I'm out on the track. And I said, just leave me be.
the last event we took him to was Running Man, and it's a festival, which is really cool of just this event. But it's on a 1 mile horse track.
Oh, wow.
And it's just, you keep going and you just go a little bit further and go a little
Right,
bit further.
right.
Well, Taylor ran 15 miles
Oh, wow.
around this thing. And then when you get done there, you go to the sauna, you go to the cold plunge,
Right,
go to the recovery area. And so then there was other people coming to Taylor and they were like, oh, how far did you run? I ran a 5K. And so he kept telling them, like, I ran 15 miles. I'm like, oh my God.
Like, are you okay?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Taylor, I learned a long time ago, you don't size anybody up at the starting line.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I'll tell you,
Just don't know.
I've been eaten up and humbled a million times, especially when we started by people that were older than me.
Right, yes.
The wisdom and knowledge of knowing when to kick it in and when to eat this, and maybe like Jeff Galloway and his run walk. How many times did he qualify for Boston by walking and then running?
Yes.
And so, quickly I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to say I can beat all those people. But you have no clue, right?
Exactly.
It's pretty wild.
I don't know if y'all know this, just throw this out there. Here in Northwest Arkansas, we actually have the world's first Ironman.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Great guy. He won the first Ironman World Championships.
Wow.
Yeah.
But what's his name?
It's just a minute, I'm going to tell you.
Well, you can think about it. No, that's okay. I saw him in Fayetteville when we tried to get Ironman here. He was
Yes,
there.
yes, yes.
And I'm awful with names, probably way worse than you are.
Yeah.
But I remember that, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the guy. Because we did try to get a half Ironman here.
Yes, yeah. I'm friends with this guy, I just can't think of his name right now.
It'll come out.
The way that goes.
So on the food side, so I love the idea of the food first fitness. So how did that kind of integrate in? Y'all saw the need for that, and then you've got. So do you work more on the fitness side or on the food side?
I'm
or
more
both?
on the fitness side, but
Okay.
I, obviously have a lot of nutrition knowledge, but
Okay.
mostly on the fitness side.
So then on the food side, who do you have involved on the food side?
At the time, a comrade of mine
Okay, okay.
was doing that, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. And I think that's important, and I'm glad that you say that. You're like, hey, I can do both. But
Gordon
I'm,
Haller.
Yes, thank you for playing.
Sorry.
Yeah.
no, it's okay. That's good. Just like anything in life, it's like, okay, I can do the food part, but I'm better at the fitness part.
Yeah.
So let me find somebody that's better at me than the food part
Right,
and
yes.
combine them together.
Combining together.
No different in business. There's areas that I know, but Taylor's better at.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, Taylor takes the lead on this.
Yes, exactly.
I'll take the lead over here, and then together
You get there.
you can get there.
Yeah.
I think there's just so much wisdom that you guys did that and you put that together, because I think so many people mess up on the food part.
Oh, gosh. And that's I was going to say about this one athlete I have. He's wanting to lose some weight, and something as simple as this. He loves almonds.
Okay.
All right, almonds are good for you. I'm not debating that. But we're not going to eat his whole handful of almonds.
That's the problem, right?
Therein lies the problem.
Nuts are very dense and are very calorie dense and can have a lot of fat. Almonds are pretty clean in that. But if you're not reading and
Yeah.
measuring to see how much oil needs to go in the engine,
Exactly.
you're probably going to overfill, especially with almonds.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to tell him, why don't you just get 10 out?
Before you start eating.
Yeah.
But see, I love that advice of like, okay, you don't have to scrap the almonds, but let's just get 10 out.
Yeah.
Then wait 30 minutes to see if you're still
Still
hungry.
wanting them. Yeah.
Not right then. Or I love, and I'm sure you do this too, but some of the advice about, hey, let's switch out barbecue sauce for mustard or something
yeah,
like that,
yeah,
something simple. Like
yeah.
you don't have to remove your condiments. Let's just get the right ones.
Ones, exactly, yeah.
Small adjustments like that,
They
because
are.
then they're sustainable and they can turn into a habit.
one of my pet peeves is, all the different kinds of diets. And people get so caught up in it.
Don't they?
My. Now I just think it's back to what we were talking about early on. It's, in general, it's calories in and calories out.
Sure.
Period. Now, your engine's going to run better if you put the better oil in there, right, guys?
And that's a theory that we
octane fuel and
constantly
all of it.
say. And people that are really working hard, I say, hey, treat your body like a high-performance race car, like a Ferrari.
Absolutely.
You're not going to pull up in a Ferrari and find the cheapest gas
Right.
that you don't know the contaminants to.
Right.
So whether you are a Ferrari yet or not, you're on your way
Treat
to be
yourself
there.
that
Treat
way.
yourself
Right.
Yeah.
and put proper fuel in there. Like if you're just indulging, and everyone has that inner sense of, I want to treat myself, or it's my birthday, or I've worked hard, I want this. It's like, just think of and it's so basic and it's very hard to do, but it's the discipline. Treat your food like fuel, not like the
Reward.
enjoyment or the
Exactly,
reward, and it makes all the difference.
It does.
How long do you think that habit takes of going from eating whatever to disciplined eating to make that a habit?
Well, you're asking the wrong person, because for me, it was just turn the switch on.
You might be just like me, right? Just flip it over.
Just do it. Yeah. Just do it. I think part of the situation involves education.
Okay.
And so for the average person that doesn't understand the food labels, and how your body uses that fuel, it's all very confusing. So that is a much longer process.
Okay.
Okay.
So the one thing we haven't dug into, because I promised Taylor this wouldn't be an hour-long podcast.
Yeah.
He needed to get.
I've been in the first
We needed to get back to
tip
work.
to me.
But injury. Let's talk about when you get setbacks, right? When things are going perfect and then they're not.
Then they're not.
Do you have experience of this?
I've actually had several.
Okay. Okay.
Some appear very minor right now.
Okay. Fair enough.
I fell and broke my wrist on the bike.
Okay.
So that's a setback.
Yeah.
Right?
We've
Gotta
had
get the
some
wrist.
broken collarbones.
Yep.
Yep.
That kind of stuff. I tapped someone's wheel in a charity ride. Went down, hit the ground, skidded. The guy behind me, who's a friend of mine, rode right over the top of me. So I wound up in the ER with a hematoma that the nurses said that was the biggest one they'd ever seen.
That always makes you feel good, right?
So I had to have surgery to get that taken care of. But 3 years ago, my world really changed, because it was by 9:30 in the morning. I was living in an apartment above a garage at a friend's house, and you open the door and go up the stairs,
Okay.
and the apartment is here. So I had decided, they were wooden, and I had decided I was going to Swiffer them. So I got my Swiffer out,
Okay.
and I'm going to go backwards. So I'm going to Swiffer this one, I'll step back, Swiffer that one, step back. Well, that lasted for one step,
Oh gosh.
and I missed it. The railing was on this side.
Okay.
There was no railing on this side, and that's the way I fell. And so I fell down 20 stairs
Oh.
Wow.
and landed on a concrete floor. I knew when I landed I'd messed up, and wound up, I had broken my neck in 3 places, broken my hip, my pelvis, 8 ribs,
Oh.
tore my diaphragm, and punctured my lung.
That's all?
That's all.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Had a couple scratches on my nose.
That's rough. Like,
And I was by myself. My phone was upstairs. I was delirious, of course. Reached up, was able to open the door to the outside and started screaming. My neighbor came over, called 911.
Wow.
They came and got me, put me on a helicopter, and flew me down to Little Rock to the trauma unit at UAMS. And lots of surgeries and chest tubes and
yeah.
all kinds of stuff. I was there for about 2 months.
Okay.
And then, of course, lots and lots of physical therapy.
Right.
And I'm a huge advocate of physical. But it's still just not the same.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things broken,
It was,
right?
yeah.
So how do you change, you recalibrate,
yep.
right? Of what you were doing to what you still want to be active,
Right,
right?
right.
Whether you wanted to or not, we talked you into riding some bike, right? But how do you recalibrate?
Yeah. Well, for me, it kind of goes back to, I had the drive,
Okay.
and there was that part of me that said, you've got to just keep moving forward day by day.
Yeah.
I was non-weight bearing for a very long time, and that was tough. But, you start to see the progress when you're getting well, when you're doing the physical therapy, or when you're, the number one motivator is not money. the number one motivator is progress.
Yes.
So every day that I would see progress, it would make me to want to do more.
Okay.
And I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it until finally one day I wasn't in a wheelchair, and then I wasn't having to use a walker.
Okay.
Then I didn't have to use the cane,
Yeah.
and went out and, ran a half a mile and was thrilled to death.
All right.
It's exciting. Wasn't that a good feeling?
It was. So I'm very slow now, but I'm doing the things.
Right. It's a new stage of life,
It is,
right?
it is.
And it's
Just-
not about comparing to yesterday.
No, and
right?
that's very hard.
That is so hard.
Very
It's in some of the things that we've all competed in. At one point in time, we were absolute peak
Yeah,
level
yeah.
that we could be, and it's hard to go out and run a 5K and not to be able to accomplish
do
that.
what you used to do.
Or a half marathon or whatever it may
whatever
be.
it is.
But you just calibrate of today on my best version of myself.
Exactly. That's exactly
Right? And so that's hard. The inner demon will
Well-
say, why can't you
Why
run
can't you do
6:18 pace?
Yes, what's the matter with you and all of that?
But
Yeah.
I think it's okay to recalibrate.
Yeah, it is okay to recalibrate, and it's certainly, like I say, I think for someone that might see this and who's just wanting to start getting fit on
Sure.
some level, we go back to, you've got to be consistent,
Okay.
you've got to be persistent, and you will see results, period.
Love that.
Yeah. That's really good. Hey, what would you say to anybody out there? I mean, obviously you've gone through, that's a massive event
Yeah.
that you've had to come back through. What advice do you give somebody that maybe is going through an injury or going through just a life event and trying to get back on track?
Be nice to yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's important.
Remember, everything that you think is not your thoughts.
Okay.
You can change those thoughts. You have
Okay.
to kind of take control of them. Set small goals. Put a time frame on them. Work towards them, and then move the bar
Okay.
and do it again.
And do it
Move
again.
the bar and do it again. Yep.
No matter where it's at, just get started.
Exactly.
Even if the bar is down
That's
here.
right.
Just
I'm
keep
gonna run from here to the mailbox.
Okay.
Okay. You ran from here to the mailbox. You do that for a little while.
Okay.
All right.
Now I'm going to run to my neighbor's mailbox. And that's what you do there. And I think for those who are considering wanting to take up running, I hear this so often. It's so hard.
Okay.
I can't breathe. Number one, you're probably trying to go too fast. We're not talking about speed. We're just talking about covering the distance.
That's
Yep.
right.
And that's what you have to do is slow down, cover the distance. The lungs will come around.
Ah, that's such great advice. Like, I think no matter what shape you're in, that first mile, it takes the lungs a while to come around.
Yes,
you
it
know?
does.
It really does.
Yeah.
All right, we got a quick round here for you, just kind of
Oh, boy.
your pick, okay?
Okay.
So just what comes to your mind here. All right, what is more important, working out or nutrition?
Yeah.
You,
If you could only pick one.
man, I know it's tough. That's a tough question. I'm going to give it nutrition.
Okay.
What about motivation or discipline?
Discipline.
Okay.
Discipline. Okay, protein shakes, helpful or overrated?
Overrated.
Overrated.
Running or biking?
I'm a cyclist at heart, so.
Hey, it's your show.
The nice thing about cycling is it's not hard on your body.
Yep.
And, you know, as we all get older and the arthritis and all of those things start to kick in, this is something that doesn't really get you there.
Yep.
Bouncing up and down on your feet is hard on you.
No, that's good. Is breakfast actually the most important meal?
You got to get the fire burn.
Okay. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. Biggest nutrition mistake most people make?
Eating fast food, how's that?
I think that's really good.
Gone.
I think one of mine in there is, especially early on, if I had looked at how many calories I had burned
I
on
know.
my watch,
Yeah.
going, I can go eat that because I have just
burned.
earned, I got another 1,000 calories I could just do.
That's so deadly.
Exactly.
Isn't that? I mean, that's tough. Okay, we'll get back to the either ors. Carbs, friend or enemy?
Here's the answer to that question. That's the number one fuel for us.
Sure.
That's the way God made us. If you're going to do anything that has any endurance whatsoever, you better be putting some carbs in.
I agree.
And I think people are so carb scared.
Yep.
Yep.
And I'm like, that is not your enemy. Now, the kind you're putting in.
That is the important part.
Yes.
And when you're putting it in. If you're burning, you need that fuel.
Exactly.
If you're sitting on the couch, you don't need 100 grams of carbs an hour.
That's right.
I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
you got to take it in context.
And that's a good point. I mean, for all my athletes, I am very, like, you could call them right now and they would tell you this. If you're going to go out and you're going to go do something for over an hour, bike, swim, run, whatever, you need to be putting something in every 45 minutes. Don't wait.
Okay.
Don't go, well,
Don't
my
wait
stomach-
till you hit the wall, then do it.
Right. It isn't going to catch up. You're just not going to.
I've learned that the hard times many a times. I've been spot on a few times,
Yeah.
but I've been the exploratory lab rat many more times, right?
You just have to, I'll tell them, it may not sound good, you may not want it, but you just got to stick it in.
But you need it, right?
That's right. Sure. So if people want to find more information about you, about Food Fitness First, how do they get a hold of you? Where do they find more information out?
Okay, all right. Well, there's always the easy social media stuff. You can look up Tracy Byrd, B-Y-R-D.
Okay.
I'm on LinkedIn as well. My email is tdbyrd, B-Y-R-D,
Okay.
number one at att.net.
All right.
Yeah, so just reach out.
And it's for all levels. It's for beginners
Absolutely.
or it's those that are trying to qualify for Kona and everything in between.
100%. Absolutely. One of my athletes ran her first marathon this year.
Okay?
And she's a good example. She follows the plan. And she set 2 PRs on halves and had a solid marathon.
Some of the best athletes are the beginners that will follow all the rules.
I know, right?
I remember some of my best races, and it was I didn't know could I cover that distance, and I didn't know could I run that fast. And I never missed a workout, spent a lot of time not moving on a bike, but moving on the bike. And they were my very best because once I got where I could accomplish that, then you could get lazy and wing it. Like, nah, I know I can do that, right? So some of the best are the beginners that will follow
I
all
love
the
it.
process.
Absolutely.
Hey, Tracy, I got to say something. Kudos to you and your team. But one of the biggest things I've seen as a benefit in training is accountability partners.
Yes.
And you guys have a great group. Like I always see it on social, and whether it's the group run or the bikes or any of that stuff, like there's plenty of people around holding people accountable on those
Exactly.
days that are tough to train.
I'm going to go swim after this.
Uh-huh.
If Deb Dunn wasn't needing me, I could talk myself out of it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's so much truth to that.
Yep.
We all need that.
But she's going to be there.
So you better be there.
I got to show up.
Well, anything else that you want to share with the world before we wind this thing
I
up?
would just say, dream big.
I love
Life's
that.
short.
I love
Just go
that.
for it.
Right? You never know unless you try.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Miss Tracy, for joining us
Thank
today.
you for
It's been
having
so
me.
much fun.
Very
Thanks
fun.
for just sporadically. I threw this at you yesterday. Are you okay to be on the bike? But that's when the idea came to us. So thank you so much for doing that. As always, check us out, lewissuperstore.com or Crossroad Conversations podcast.com. Make sure you hit the like, follow, subscribe so you see our latest and greatest. And you never know where our next one's going to end up. It might be in the sauna, it might be on the Stairmaster, it might be Taylor's choice, who knows.
I'm picking the next one, you fool.
We'll see you guys soon and have a wonderful
Thank
day.
you again for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Hey, thanks for joining us today, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to give it a like, share it with your friends and family, visit our website, and send us some questions. We want to know what you'd like to hear, who you'd like to hear from, and what you want to see, or maybe even some questions for us to answer about either the automotive industry or just business in general.